Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Carl and Drew here. We are recording different introduction to the show that you're obviously normally accustomed to. An introduction to the show that we had hoped not to have to record. Right now it's Tuesday night, December 27th, and as by the time you're listening to this, those of you who do listen to our show will most likely will know, unfortunately, we have lost Carrie Fisher. She passed away earlier today. We wanted to pay tribute to an artist who has had a big spot in both of our lives. Also, just because when we recorded the episode that you're about to listen to, our standard episode, it was last Friday night, December 23rd. And that was actually the night that she had the heart attack, which unfortunately ultimately led to her passing. So we were checking up on social media throughout the show, and we just wanted to put this in the beginning of this episode just so we could, again, A, pay tribute, but B, just to kind of keep the show updated. A lot of times we're out of date on stuff when the show posts, but this one we felt, again, because we're both huge Star Wars fans. So this little segment, not so much the Devils do, but I guess you could call this one the Rebels do.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Mega bummer, man. I was hoping she was going to pull through. When they said that she was stable, I thought, okay, not good, but
yeah,
there's hope.
Yeah.
Well, not so much.
This one hurts.
Sucks.
I'm not going to lie. You know,
that sucks.
Be the first to admit this year has been really rough as far as celebrity passings go.
George Michael, before we forget, by the way.
George Michael on Christmas Day. But even that one, like I have friends who are really big into music, and like earlier this year when we lost David Bowie, we lost Prince. That rocked
Titans.
That rocked some of those friends to the core.
Right.
And I understood the loss, but it didn't affect me like that. This one definitely is this is a gut punch. This is a body blow. Oh man, this one sucks. I mean, Star Wars has been a part of my life since I can remember. And I know for you too.
Yep. Yeah.
And obviously she was more than Star Wars. She was so much more than Star Wars. But Star Wars is what had the most direct impact on us.
I think the people of our generation, absolutely. Like, we grew up with Princess Leia. That means she was Princess Leia, then and forever.
Yeah, and
it's a huge blow, huge loss, especially given recent, she came full circle with her career in a way that, she got to be in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And she did not directly appear in Rogue One, but, that how much of a, I don't want to, how prescient is that last scene now in a way, like, oh dear.
Yeah.
So, to a generation, man, she made a huge impact. And obviously she's an author. She did the movies. Yeah. She did a lot of writing on screenplays, uncredited.
Yeah.
Stuff you've seen. And cool guest spots here and there. Most notably, again, like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, for instance. Yeah. She was in there. Mm-hmm. Kevin Smith, huge Star Wars fan. I'm sure he posted a really heartfelt tribute on his Instagram today.
I read that.
Yeah, man, it's just sad. And then especially 60 years old. 60.
Yeah.
Gee. We should not be losing people at 60, man.
No, I mean, George Michael's 50.
Yeah.
I think we're getting, I can't remember who was posting on Facebook today. So like, if you're kind of in our age range and your heroes were from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it's gonna be a rough next couple of years for you.
2016 has taken a lot of heat, but yeah, I got a feeling it's not gonna get any easier.
Yeah. Our child, I think, we both listened to Hollywood Babylon, and Kevin and Ralph said it best: "Is our child? This is the beginning of our childhood starting to die."
Yeah,
and that's a rough thing to think. Yeah, first, I mean, all due respect to Kenny Baker, but first, like, main cast member.
Above the credits cast member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
above the title,
away.
I should say. Yeah.
So, it sucks.
It does.
I think people forget, like, yes, she's mainly known for Princess Leia, and Star Wars has become such a cultural icon, cultural touchstone at this point. People forget, like, how revolutionary the character of Princess Leia was.
She wasn't a damsel, man.
She
kind of in the first movie, but not really.
Not really.
When push came to shove, she got feisty.
I was thinking about it on the way over. I think Leia's best moments are mostly in the first movie.
Yes.
Because she establishes right off the bat, she is not to be trifled with. She may be a princess, but she is by no means a damsel in distress.
No, knows her way around a blaster.
Yeah, that was something that hadn't been seen
at
that time. And like the way we kind of grew up with Star Wars, I didn't know what the concept of a damsel in distress was till I, started playing Super Mario Brothers.
I was gonna say that might be the one that
kind of reintroduced it.
Sure, yeah. Leia was feisty and strong character. Yeah, she got nerfed a little bit later on, but just a little. Like she kind of leads the pack after Han gets put in Carbonite and Empire.
Yeah,
and in Jedi, obviously, she's a commander.
She's from what we've seen of her. If she is not the leader, she is one of the leaders of the rebellion.
Yeah, and she was portrayed rather perfectly by Carrie Fisher, who related.
There's no one else who could play that role.
Yeah, she had the attitude when she needed it. She could be, tender when she needed it. She sold those love scenes with Harrison Ford, man. Well, it all worked.
Kind of found out that didn't take a lot of selling.
Yeah, that came out in her book. Her book that just came out.
Yeah, she didn't. She had some rough years.
Sure.
She was a huge advocate for mental illness, advocate for, diagnosing and proper treatment of mental illness. She was just an icon of just beyond film. She was
I'd say
icon.
she's an icon for strength in a way.
Yeah.
Like, she overcame a lot of stuff, a lot of habits, rough years, like you said, and she came out okay, and she maintained a sense of humor through it all. And how many people can really say that?
Yeah,
So it's terrible, especially when it feels like she was just kind of at the beginning of kind of a, call it a resurgence or whatever.
Yeah,
but she had this new book coming out, and Star Wars is back, and she's in. I think she filmed her scenes in Episode 8.
Yeah, her shooting for Episode 8, I heard on ABC News, was completed.
So and now not. Like after that, that's it. No more. Except unless there's CGI involved, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's it's a bummer. It's terrible. Sucks. Totally sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like enough just to talk about like just Star Wars and whatnot. I mean, honestly,
it's what we know.
It's what we know, and for the impact that it's had on our lives, it's like what we can relate to mostly. But let me ask you this, just really quickly: favorite Carrie Fisher non-Star Wars film?
It's going to sound really silly, but it's it's a small role. But because I love the movie so much as a kid, I will always remember her as being the mom in The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Yes.
I know it's so silly.
No, that's a great role.
But like, why it's so weird is because I saw it when I was a kid and I knew Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia is in this movie. And she is like quintessential soccer mom. Like she's more mom than ever. And it's so weird. It's just so weird because that movie was only made like 4 or 5 years after Jedi.
Yeah.
And she looks way older. She cut her hair all short.
Yep.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget it as a result of that.
I actually forgot about that one.
I know it's so weird, but
the two I thought of off the top of my head, the gimme is kind of When Harry Met Sally. Mm-hmm. She was fantastic in that. But also a little bit of a lesser known film. Did you ever watch The Man with One Red Shoe?
No.
Tom Hanks?
No.
It's Tom Hanks, Jim Belushi, Carrie Fisher. It's hysterical.
All right.
It's a funny 80s movie. I definitely recommend it. She's got a part in that. She was really good in that. So yeah, might have to watch that. I'm definitely gonna after we get done with this. I'm probably gonna go and watch Star Wars. But
it's always a good time to watch Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, emotions are still kind of raw at this point.
Yeah,
so.
Tough. It sucks. It definitely caught me by surprise today. What more can you say, dude? Huge. And to use the parlance of some of our podcasting heroes, huge bucket of win.
Yes.
Epic bucket of win.
Yeah.
Obviously, tributes are coming out from all of Hollywood and whatnot.
Yes.
I know Mark Hamill's, broken up and whatnot. So, just appreciate your icons and your heroes, kids, because no one lasts forever. So
yeah, I posted on Facebook earlier today, and I think I'm just going to read that because it's really all the words. It's
probably a good way to sum it up.
What I posted was, "You never knew this, but when my grandfather died, you were there for me. When my parents got divorced, you were there for me. When my father died, you were there for me. When Bill died and so many other hardships, you were there for me. You were a major part of something that allowed me to escape those pains and heartbreaks, even if just for a little while. I was able to find some shelter in from those storms in a galaxy far, far away. Daughter, actress, author, mother, artist. You were many things in this life, but to me, you'll always be royalty. Thank you, and rest well."
Well said, man. I don't think I can offer much more than that.
Yeah.
So
that being said, on to our regularly scheduled program, as they say. But yeah, bummer.
She will be missed, man.
Yep. Gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of The Devil's Due. I am your host, Carl Duty. With me, as always, is the man whose band just released the soon-to-be classic, A Long, Cold, Dark Christmas. Mr. Drew Celestino.
Oh, we would never do that.
I would pay good money for that album.
It would just be us crapping all over Christmas songs and Christmas in general, which I can't do. I'm a festive guy.
I think seriously, you need to do that album just so you can have an album called
The Long Cold Dark Christmas.
Cold Dark Christmas.
Well, maybe next year. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. How you doing?
Oh,
yeah.
Coffee's good.
Coffee is good.
Coffee's good. Week is over.
Well, it's a good thing that you are drinking coffee that has a bit of my homemade Baileys in it, because I'm feeling real festive. Because this is as we kind of established last week on the show.
Yeah, we discussed last week. We are still pre-Christmas, even though the show is being posted post-Christmas.
That's correct. It is the 23rd, and I'm feeling festive, so I've got my homemade Baileys going on in my coffee.
Yes,
I kind of want to drink it on the rocks just because it's that kind of that kind of delicious. And you rejected the beer nog, though.
I did.
That's a shame, man.
And
that went over huge at the office today.
I know. Listen, again, it's not a personal affront to you.
It's fine. Just crap all over my tradition. It's all right.
I am not a fan of nog. I'm sorry. My wife loves it.
I hate regular eggnog. When I made this recipe a few years back, and now it's a Celestino staple. Yeah, I'm sold.
All right.
Still can't drink the regular carton crap. That's no good.
Yeah, that's fine.
But this make it fresh. It's off the charts, man.
I was introduced to eggnog in college. I was introduced to Eggnog and It's a Wonderful Life at the same time. One of them I
Well, you hate that too. So
I do not hate It's a Wonderful Life. I just don't classify it as a Christmas movie.
Jimmy Stewart's rolling over in his grave.
I don't think there's enough of him left to roll over in his grave.
Donna Reed too.
So yeah, here we are again. It is Christmas Eve.
Yes,
as of this recording.
That is correct.
We're doing a little earlier than we normally do tonight because we've got a big night planned of games and
requisite
and
games and foods.
Sort of like a pseudo birthday party for the 3 birthday people.
Kinda.
Your wife, me, and Alan.
Alan Waiters.
So help me God if Alan bails on us. I will literally. We will video if Alan bails on. I brought his Christmas present. If Alan bails on us, we will go out on your front lawn. I will set his Christmas present on fire. We will video it and we will post on the Facebook site.
So, if he does not show up, does he vacate? Does he forfeit a game?
No, he sent his questions in.
But still, this is a huge breach of protocol.
I'm aware of that.
All right.
But
will we take it into account? Should there be a Game 7?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't.
All right.
You can't judge.
Okay. I'm just saying we're in this instance we are the Roger Goodell.
I know. I understand.
And there is a code of conduct policy, and if he's in violation of the code of conduct policy, the ban hammer's got to come down. I'm just saying suspensions will be given out.
Oh man, how was your week, sir?
Not bad. Uneventful, but before we get into that, it is the post Christmas episode, but it's still before Christmas. So without further ado, Merry Christmas, sir.
Oh, dude, you got little rustling of different kind of paper.
Yeah, look at that Star Wars wrapping paper.
This is some gorgeous Star Wars wrapping paper.
That is it's kind of like a Star Wars Argyle pattern. I would wear that Christmas sweater.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I would wear a full 3-piece suit made of this pattern.
We should inquire about making this happen.
Yes, we should. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared to open it.
You should be,
given as to what your present was.
Oh,
the pictures that you cherish so diligently.
Yes.
We had some requests to see those pictures. Unfortunately, they are terrible 80s Polaroids.
We can scan them.
Not scan them.
So
maybe we'll scan like 1 or 2 of them.
I think the choice ones need to be seen.
I'll let you decide which ones are the choice.
Anything with Death Stars and AT-ATs in it.
Oh, sir.
So, based on what I heard last week on the show, I hope that this completes whatever set you were after.
My Funko Pop set of Street Fighter characters is complete. Cammy and Dan, sir, thank you so
You are welcome,
very
sir.
much.
You mentioned it, and I said, okay, this has to be rectified. Someone has to make this right, and it will be me.
Woohoo! That's awesome. Thank you so much, sir. The Series 1
happy
is
whatever.
Complete, with the exception of the con exclusive Hot Ryu Pop, which I'm not about to drop only $50.
Yeah,
on.
Sorry, I can't help you there. Maybe next year Santa can.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, as you were saying, your week.
The week. The week was fairly uneventful, which is that's fine.
That sounds like my normal week.
Well, there was no mandatory overtime involved, but pretty chillax. I did some last minute shopping at the mall, which was
which mall?
The Galleria Mall. But I went. Here's the deal. Here, okay, hang on.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm jumping in.
I went on a day off because I took my last remaining days from my work days off.
Yes.
And going to the mall during the day when there's fewer people there is refreshing. Going when it's a madhouse in the holiday season, no. So it was nice. It was okay. It was just enough. And yes, I did go to the Think Geek store.
What'd you think?
Impressive. Most impressive.
Do you agree with me that there's very little middle ground between nice little tchotchkes and high-end, like triple-digit purchase stuff?
Yeah, but it's basically, you know what it is? It's tchotchkes, T-shirts.
Like neat tchotchkes that you kind of want.
A good tchotchkes.
Tell me that Mega Man coaster set isn't pretty
Sure.
balls.
Great coaster set. And pin sets, toys, stationery. Nice little wall of Nintendo stuff. But, it goes from like $12 to $15, $30. Okay, and then statuary, $300.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel you there. But the fact that a store like that exists,
it's still kind of cool.
It's pretty cool, but it's also worrying a little bit.
Do you feel a little dirty because it's owned by GameStop?
No. Okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. Here's the capitalism.
Well, slow down. But what I will say, it makes me a little nervous.
Why is that?
Because I like all this stuff.
You thinking the bubble's going to pop?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
especially when you've got the Think Geek store selling Funko Pops and all the Star Wars and all the Marvel. But you've also got Spencer Gifts and Hot Topic and FYE also selling all this same stuff, which tells me it's a pop cultural phenomenon, and those don't last long.
Yeah, I think we're just past the crest of the Funko Pop popularity.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Sure.
Because,
you like what you like. It's fine.
Things come and go. I like the company Funko is very diverse in their product line. They're not just the pop figures.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sure they'll be fine. But as far as... Because I've noticed, like, the more mainstream stores, like you mentioned, FYE, have kind of started to slightly shrink their selection. Just a little bit. So... I still think it's got a couple of years left in it.
Well, I don't mean Funko specifically.
Because the nice thing about Funkos is you don't buy them for so much action figure.
Sure, no,
stuff. They're display pieces.
They're display pieces.
They look cool on your desk at work.
My
desk is running out of space very quickly. I got Dark Knight Returns Batman.
All right,
he's so grumpy looking.
Of course he is. My overall point though was not so much Funko Pops. I mean, all this stuff in general.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I'm worried. I'm going to love comics, and I'm going to love Star Wars, and I'm going to love sci-fi and all this stuff forever.
Yeah.
But it's very... I'm living in a time when that stuff was frowned upon. Now it's celebrated, and I'm wondering how much longer it's got on the celebrated pedestal.
I think it'll find, like, a happy medium between two times. Also, you have to remember, think back to the time when, like, it was kind of like a wasteland. Like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
We got Marvel Knights out of that.
We did get Marvel Knights out of that. And you know what? Not for nothing. I would almost welcome, maybe not the right word, but I would almost welcome another dark time for Marvel so that they can right the ship. Because I don't like their product line right now in the comics by and large.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So that's most of the week. I did some Japanning with Jay Gelsomino last evening.
He texted me my invitation was not rescinded.
Good. You should definitely attend.
I will.
It's going to be a happening. We're going to do it here.
Okay.
Wednesday evening. Wrestle Kingdom 11. It's for real.
All right.
Kenny Omega.
I should be able to make
main event. I'm
Alrighty.
excited. If any of our listeners spoils that for me Wednesday, there will be blood. I'm just going to put that out there because it is happening in Japan 10 to 12 hours before I wake up.
Yeah.
So, spoilers off. And I also decided, this is part of the week, I also decided, as of yesterday, that with my little Christmas break from work, I think I'm going to go ahead and tackle the G.I. Joe, the movie intro song cover.
You mentioned this. I'm excited about that.
I think this might happen. Last year, I took it upon myself to cover Shinsuke Nakamura's original New Japan theme song, which arguably is superior. And that was my little project for the Christmas break, and I successfully did so. And if you want to check that out, just search on the YouTubes for Shinsuke Nakamura, King of Song Style, and you'll hopefully see my video. So this year, I think I need a little something, and that G.I. Joe song is, I think it's attainable.
I have a humble request.
Uh-oh.
And if this request can't be fulfilled, I have a humbler sub-request. My humble request is that I be allowed to read the G.I. Joe mission statement.
Can you do a gruff voice like that?
G.I. Joe, America's specially trained special missions force.
You already derped it. But we'll get you a script. Yeah, sure, we can make that happen.
Yay!
Yeah, okay.
its mission to defend freedom against the ruthless terrorist organization Cobra.
You're mixing things up, but that's okay.
I'm just giving you a sampling of the voice, not memorization of the script, sir.
Stock is falling.
Shut up.
And then today was my half day at work, and basically everyone came in just to get hammered. So I brought in the homemade Baileys. I brought in the beer nog. We had mimosas going all morning. There were donuts. There were bagels. There were breakfast sandwiches. Very little work got done. So it was a good time today at the office. Anyway,
that's good.
That is the week.
Awesome.
You, sir?
You know what? As far as mandatory overtime weeks go,
things got to change here, man.
This one, well, we had they do this survey every year of the employees to gauge how happy we are as employees.
Oh, this is your chance to stick it to them.
And they had a meeting this week, going over some of the lower score aspects of the survey, and many voices were raised about the annoyance behind this mandatory overtime. On it again next week. If I had to guess, if I was a gambling man, I would probably bet at least the first 2 weeks in January as well. But that doesn't matter to me so much because I'm off the second week of January.
There you go.
But no, as far as a mandatory overtime week goes, some stuff happened. On Tuesday, Season 2, this is going to sound weird, Season 2 of Street Fighter V began.
Okay.
Which consisted of Akuma being released for the game, and I've tried him out, and he's a lot of fun. I'm seriously thinking I'm going to put some time into him, and he may replace, depending on how mediocre I do with it, he may replace Alex as my main.
Question about Akuma.
Really quick, before we get to that question, prior to that, Sunday, I got a new fight stick.
Wow, another one?
Yeah. I'm sorry, are you being judgmental as I look over at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guitars that I know are not even all of your guitars?
Look, those have different purposes, different tunings, different applications.
Yeah, get to your question about Akuma.
Okay. Is he overpowered compared to the rest of the cast? It seems like he should be.
You don't want to overpower a character in modern fighting games.
I understand that.
You want as balanced a roster as possible.
How do you balance a character like that, though, when in the mythos he's super hardcore?
Well, just to give an example of how he's kind of balanced out, like, for example, Ryu's Hadouken is Fireball.
Yeah.
Goes full screen. Akuma has 2 Fireballs. You could say the easier to pull off, which is just the traditional Fireball motion down forward.
Yep.
Only goes half screen.
Okay.
So there are different aspects of him that, yes, he at first glance, he's an extremely powerful character. But it almost seems like you got to burn a lot of meter to really ratchet up his damage.
Okay.
So that happened, and then the Season 2 happened, which changes were made to every character in the roster. Some characters were buffed, other characters were nerfed. I'm happy to say that my main character, Alex, was indeed buffed. So it's some fun using him. So that happened Tuesday. Wednesday, I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday, I watched a really good movie on Netflix.
Oh?
This movie called Spectral.
I've never heard of this movie.
It's sci-fi action, very much akin to Aliens and Predator.
Okay.
It was really good. I highly recommend it.
All right.
You should check it out.
Are aliens or predators in it?
Kinda.
So there is some kind of foreign menace of some kind.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not necessarily an alien, but
no spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for her. I think you would legitimately really enjoy this movie.
All right. Spectral.
Yes.
Got it.
And it also has my second favorite Batman voice actor, very close actually to Kevin Conroy, Bruce Greenwood.
What did he play Batman in?
He played Batman in Under the Red Hood. and also the Young Justice series.
Okay.
So he's a superb Batman. He's good in this movie, too. Got my Christmas shopping done.
Good thing.
Yep.
It's only, tomorrow and Sunday, so.
Well, we're guys.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm told. This was last minute as you could get this year.
So I got...
Waiting on a package right now.
I finished off Julie, which is pretty much all I had to do.
That's the priority.
I look at Christmas shopping for a person where you're buying multiple gifts like a meal. You've got your side dishes and you've got your main course.
I subscribe to the same theory here.
I had the side dishes all taken care of. I needed to get the main course.
Needed a protein in there.
And I did.
Okay.
I did.
Good job.
Actually, one thing I got her that you will appreciate is...
we can spoil this at this point, right?
Yeah, this is not going to post live for Christmas. I got her a Stranger Things t-shirt. From Hot Topic.
Excellent.
She texted me a picture of one. She's like, if you need any additional gift ideas for me, I kind of like this.
Wink, wink.
I had already purchased one for her.
Oh, look at that.
Not the same. I feel the one I got her was a little bit better. Oh, you know what I got to do? Crap.
Wrap presents?
No. Oh. I had my mom do that, which is because I can't wrap, sir.
Oh, no. I can. I'm a good rapper.
No, if I've got a full roll of wrapping paper and a full roll of duct tape, I can maybe wrap a CD.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's really easy, man.
You know what? I'm not good at it.
We'll have I'll teach you.
This is what I got to do. Because I'm sure she wrapped in like a traditional clothing box.
Uh-oh.
We're going to unwrap it out of that. I'm going to get a box of Eggos.
That's a good idea.
Take the waffles out, roll the shirt up, put it in the Eggo box, wrap the Eggo box.
This is a great idea.
Boom. Look at me doing
Can you wrap the Eggo box?
Yeah, you take the waffles out.
Can you wrap the Eggo box?
I cannot.
You have a day to do this, by the way.
I can get it done.
You've got...
I can get it done.
You've got maybe 36 hours to pull this off.
Because a lot of Julie's presents are still at my mother's house.
Okay.
Because I haven't had an opportunity to go over and get them yet.
Okay.
So what I will do, because I'm going to pick them up tomorrow.
Make the call. Yeah.
I will just stop at a grocery store or something, grab a box of Eggos.
Throw them away.
Throw the Eggos away. Yeah.
Good call.
That's going to have to happen.
That's a good idea.
I think that was pretty much my week. I was so mentally dusted at work today.
Well,
I was just staring at the screen and the numbers are dancing around like sugar plum fairies.
Shake off the cobwebs. We got a show to do.
We do have a show to do.
I have a quick addendum to my week, though.
What's up?
I brought it up last week, and I'm happy to say that I followed through. I finished The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the, umpteenth time. I don't even know. I've beaten this game so many times. But this time, I did actually get all the heart pieces and all of the items and completed the game entirely.
All right.
So that's a little benchmark for me. And the blue wand is completely worthless. I just want to put that out there. The blue wand is beyond worthless in that game. It's an optional item, and even if you get it for completion's sake, you'll never use it. So yeah,
okay. I'll go with you on that. I am checking Facebook for I'm sure what all of you will know by now at the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Right before,
hopefully the situation improves.
Right before we started recording, it was reported that Carrie Fisher suffered a heart attack aboard a plane. Fortunately, it was right before the plane landed. She was able to receive medical attention. As of now, she is still in critical condition. So
by the time this show goes live, I hope that her condition has improved and we're not going to be amending this episode with bad news. Because 2016, you've done enough.
Yeah.
Please don't take Princess Leia 2.
Yeah. I posted a just simple hashtag hope for Carrie.
Oh,
so
see what you did there.
Yeah. Okay, so folks, if you want to tell us about your week, if you want to communicate with us, if you want to ask us some questions,
dear Carl and Drew,
we've gotten hate mail, we've gotten love letters, we get it all here at the Devil's Due. If you would like to become part of that fun, you can find us at the following places in social media. At Twitter, you can find us at Devil's Due Pod. You can go to facebook.com/Devil's Due Pod. You can email us at thedevilsdupod@gmail.com. And you can find all these great resources for us at our website, thedevilsdupodcast.com. That being said,
boom,
it is time for Game 6 of listener question cross-examination World Series between Mr. Alan Waiters and Mr. J. Gelsomino.
Alan has the lead.
Alan
He's up 3-2 right now.
3-2. It is a must-win game for both of them.
It's a literal must-win game for Jay at this point.
Yes.
There's no joking about it. It is a must-win. Win or go home.
So, do you remember who? We always forget who led off.
I think Alan led off last week.
Alan led off last week?
I think.
Okay. Jay will lead off this week then.
We're a finely tuned governing body of this tournament.
Exactly. Okay. Question for both of us.
Let's go. A-dubs.
You've been given full... No, this is Jay.
Oh, this is Jay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Jay. Like I said...
Finely tuned machine here at the Devil's Due.
We're easily as good as the NFL.
You've been given full control over the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres. Oh. You are the general manager.
Yes.
You have to oversee both rosters and coaching staffs. You can only use characters from movies to fill these spots. You can even cross-pollinate from other sports. So if you think the Monstars from Space Jam would be a good second power play line, go for it. So build your dynasty.
This is way too much to take in. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're the general manager, right? Do we have to pick the coach?
Yep.
That's the way it works in good organizations, not in Buffalo's organizations.
Yeah,
but
he said coaches are...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bills coach, go.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh.
This is us here. We got to work together.
Do you have an answer?
Let's go with Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday. Because it's Al Pacino.
That's a good poll.
Better yet.
That's a good poll.
Forget that. Al Pacino from...
No. All right. Well, Al Pacino, I got one for me. I got one for me.
Al Pacino from the Lawyer Devil movie.
Devil's Advocate?
Yes, there you go. That Al Pacino. I want him.
So you want Satan?
Yes. Well, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then for the Sabres head coach, Emilio Estevez.
There you go, Mighty Ducks.
That's right. He turned them around.
For the Bills head coach, I'm going to go with Denzel Washington from Remember the Titans.
Okay.
For the Sabres head coach, I'm going with Jules from Pulp Fiction.
There is, if you go online, kids, go on YouTube and search this. Yes. So I'm
just because you dress like the Gimp don't mean you got to play like him.
I have to say I'm a little surprised that you did not go for Kurt Russell and Miracle for your head coach.
Well,
too easy pull.
Okay.
I feel like Jules would be a better motivator.
Yeah.
Englewood Jack. Yeah. Roster wise, come on, that's wow.
We could be here that could be the whole show.
Yeah. I mean, where do you even begin?
I'm going with the Avengers for my offensive line.
I was thinking about that myself.
And you know what? They can play... I'm going to do something here. They can play Iron Man football. They could play both offense and defense.
Iron Man football.
See what I did there?
I see exactly what you did there. That's good.
Yeah.
You realize Foggy has to be on the Sabres, right? Because he was a Mighty Duck. He's got to be on the team.
That's genius.
I mean, this is us we're talking about.
You know what? You know who I'm making my goalie?
Go on.
Matt.
Good reflexes, sees the shot before it even happens.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Making Daredevil my goalie.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to see the puck. He knows where it is.
Yeah.
I like that's a good call. That's a great call.
Yeah. My my main line is going to be Foggy. Oh boy. This is tough.
I got nothing, man. Like I said, you said, we would be here all night trying to pick these lineups.
But at least we should be able to at least put a starting 5 on the ice.
Out of all of fiction? Okay, sure.
Think of it this way. Use the ice hockey formula. The Nintendo ice hockey. Go with a big, medium, and a small.
Okay, big, medium, and a small.
You need your small, fast guy.
Oh, boy. Small, fast guy. Let's go with Sylvester Stallone.
From?
Doesn't matter. Small, fast guy.
You know what? I'm taking Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
There's my Kurt Russell.
Okay.
I'm just throwing him in anywhere.
All right. For my fat guy, I'm going to go with Manu Manu from Unnecessary Roughness.
Big Manu the Slender.
That's correct, sir. That is correct. He will be checking people into the upper decks.
Yep. Big Manu the Slender.
Terrible movie, yet I love it.
Yeah. No, you could say a lot for, 90s sports movies.
Yes.
Terrible movie, but I love it.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
All right. Moving on.
We could go on forever.
We could, and we've belabored the point already.
I think the coaches are the most important. So either Denzel Washington or, maybe Admiral Akbar.
Ooh.
Maybe.
He would see the disguised defense right away.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Okay, Drew, your question.
Which also works in hockey, by the way.
Yes.
You play the Devils.
Trap
it's
a trap. Okay, Drew, your question.
Go on.
This is a sex, marry, kill.
Ooh.
I apologize in advance for the agonizing Sophie's choice, but I want to make you work this week.
Oh, come on.
Patrick Stewart.
Ooh.
John Goodman. Or Peter Weller.
Sex, marry, kill. I am going to marry Patrick Stewart.
Really?
Yes.
That's surprising.
Oh, could you not imagine spending your life with that man?
But given the RoboCop fan you are.
All right.
I mean, I think I know how the rest of this is going to go.
Hold on. Let me flip this around for you, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
All right.
We got a 50-50 shot on the sex and the marry here. So I'm going to just let's reconfigure a little. I'm going to marry John Goodman cuz he's a good dude. He's a good man. See, I didn't want to be so obvious, but yes, by all accounts, he's a good man.
And we already know through his years on Roseanne, he's a good husband.
That's right. That character is Dan's a good dude, good man. I will have a romp, sir, with Sir Patrick Stewart because I'm sure it's a time. That man knows things. I know it. You know it. I know it.
He's gonna make it so.
Engage. I got to tell you,
seriously,
Weller's got to go. Look, here's why. Have you ever seen Peter Weller like in an interview or anything like that?
Yeah,
he's a real intense guy.
Yeah,
that's a little scary. I'd be worried. I'd be very concerned over having a toss in the hay with Mr. Peter Weller, and I certainly would be afraid to spend every waking moment with him for the rest of my life because he's. Look, I love the man, but he's scary.
That's surprising.
I know.
All right. Okay.
I'm playing the odds here. He might kill me in my sleep. It could happen.
Well, he'll fix you. He fixed everything.
See, that's the thing, though. I could kill him.
Dead or alive, you're coming with him.
Dead or alive. He's coming on you. What? Sorry. Hey now. Family show or something.
I had a funny innuendo, and you just made it gross.
Yeah, well, one of us had to. It was there. Low-hanging fruit and whatnot. Carl.
Yeah. Yes.
A dimensional portal opens up, and the Fellowship of the Ring winds up in Westeros.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa. In a case of mistaken identity, Boromir is executed in error, and Ned Stark lives. How does the Fellowship join forces and work with the House Stark to right the wrongs done by the evil Lannisters? Trust me, Drew, this actually makes sense.
It does.
I trust him.
Well, seeing as you like neither Lord of the Rings nor Game of Thrones.
This is correct.
A lot of walking is going to be involved.
In a Lord of the Rings scenario? No. Yeah, I can't imagine that.
You know. I don't know.
Hashtag show prep.
Yeah. Well, I think Ned, obviously the One Ring is going to come into play because Frodo has the One Ring. I think ultimately they fail, and that Tyrion. I'm so bad with names.
Peter Dinklage. Is that Peter Dinklage,
Peter
right?
Dinklage. Okay. I'm so bad with the names on Game of Thrones. He ends up with the One Ring.
That makes sense from what little I know of these properties.
Little.
You're
so mean. That's mean. That's not nice.
Who's taller, Frodo or Peter Dinklage?
Frodo.
Frodo.
Hobbits are not necessarily little people per se.
Right, but
they're small.
They're small people.
Yeah.
Right?
But he would be, you know how much taller I am than you,
sure.
You are? That's about how much taller he would be than.
Okay.
Yeah. That's about the difference in height. So we're talking about like maybe a foot.
Don't they have like weird feet too?
Yeah, they have big hairy feet.
What the
they
hell?
don't wear shoes.
What's with that?
They're just hobbit feet.
That's disgusting.
It's part of the characters. Like, in all seriousness, dude, you should read Lord of the Rings.
I'm good. I'm all good here.
You should.
Swords and elves and crap. I'm not.
Like,
and yet I love Zelda. Oh, the irony of it all.
So you love Zelda, yet you will not read the thing that inspired Zelda.
Zelda was inspired by Shigeru Miyamoto searching out the town when he was a boy. He wanted to go on adventures.
Lord of the Rings inspired has somewhat of a hand in all modern fantasy. Lord of the Rings is the beginning.
I guess ultimately what I mean
fantasy.
is I don't really like fantasy very much.
All right, that's fine.
Why are we romanticizing about the era of the Black Plague? No bathing, no plumbing, no toilet paper. Just awfulness.
You don't take those things into consideration. That's why it's called fantasy.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good.
All right, so those are Jay's questions.
Okay.
I think
he swung hard. He swung hard. Now it's time for Alan's questions. Uh-oh.
Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus, Carl and Drew. I hope you get everything you want this year from
Buttering
Santa.
us up. Not going to work.
Like the Red Ryder BB gun and the Mini Nuss. Yeah, it's kind of a suck up there. Question for both of us.
Like shaking the ref's hand before the coin toss.
Yeah. Question for both of us. Remember the 80s?
Yes.
What is your favorite Christmas television special?
Oh, wow.
Example, Charlie Brown Christmas, Super Mario Brothers Christmas, Smurfs Christmas, G.I. Joe Christmas. Was there ever a G.I. Joe Christmas?
Dude, I got a full disclosure. I don't remember. I really don't know. I'm trying really hard to think back to Christmas episodes of my youth, and nothing's coming up.
Yeah. You know what I actually just watched the other night? I watched...
Hang on. I have an answer. Sorry.
Okay.
Interrupt you.
Go ahead.
The Batman the Animated Series Christmas episode.
Which one?
Where they watch It's a Wonderful Life at the end.
That is Christmas with the Joker.
That one.
Yes.
Sure.
The other night I watched the Justice League Christmas episode.
Okay.
Comfort and Joy.
Yeah.
Still roll a tear at the end of that every time.
All right. Never saw it, but I'll trust you.
And I also watched Holiday Nights. The fourth season of Batman the Animated Series when it went through the redesign.
Oh, yeah.
It's a series of vignettes.
That was a shame.
No, I disagree.
Hate the
on
vignettes.
some of the characters, not all of them. It was like kind of a series of vignettes, and that was a really, really good episode.
All right.
Harley and Ivy get control of Bruce through Ivy's, man manipulation.
Yeah.
And go on a shopping spree.
All right.
Batgirl stops Clayface at a mall. Yeah, this is a good episode, so watch those. So yours is the Christmas with the Joker.
That is correct.
Okay. Charlie Brown Christmas. You're never going to beat Charlie Brown Christmas. I'm a huge Peanuts fan too, so.
All right.
Okay.
That's as a youth. I could probably name some stuff as an adult, but I'm not going to. That wasn't the question.
Drew.
Yes.
Being that it is Festivus.
That's correct.
What are your grievances that you would like to air?
Oh.
What was the most disappointing thing about 2016? Will you be performing
a lot of questions here.
the feats of strength with Carl?
No feats of strength. I'm not equipped for feats of strength yet. Maybe next year. Grievances. Wow. I have grievances, but none that I can air publicly necessarily. But I feel like if you know me, I've aired a lot of grievances, very, very vocally to all of you over the last year. So I guess my one grievance that I'll air to everyone here is to stop giving me a hard time about airing my grievances on days other than now. I don't bottle it up till Festivus. I let you know right away how I'm feeling, and I tend not to hold back.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's my airing of grievances. Disappointments this year. I mean, too many to name, really.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to be. Not to get on.
We're not going to sugarcoat, folks. 2016 has been a rough year.
Yeah. Strikes, gutters, ups, downs. At least all the bands that I like have not disappointed me this year.
That's true.
A lot of music, a lot of good music came out this year. I'm very happy about. So,
all right, and my question,
Carl,
what?
Who is the greatest TV teacher? Would today's kids benefit from such a teacher, or do you think that those types of teachers just worked for that era? Who was your favorite real-life teacher and why?
Television teacher. I gotta go. Even though the show was a little after my time, I still kind of watched it. I gotta go with Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney.
Boy Meets World?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
That's before your time. It's like after mine, which is weird.
Flip those.
After your time, before mine? No, that can't be right.
It was right during your time.
Well, I think I'm in the same boat as you then.
Whereas I was past it.
Yeah, I think I'm in the yeah.
But I still watch it. And
kids younger than people younger than me reminisce about that show fondly, and I don't really care.
Yeah, it was an okay show. Sorry. Yeah, Feeney, mainly because he was also the voice of Kit in Knight Rider.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, another thing I got, Julie, a Knight Rider USB car charger. Like you plug in, shows like remember like the display of Kit inside the car.
So
the 3 lines.
She's in a Knight Rider.
She loves a lot of things. Julie loves would surprise you.
Okay,
like Goodfellas, one of her all-time favorite films.
Duh. That should be one of everyone's all-time favorite films.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't expect that from Julie.
Not necessarily, but that's good.
But yeah, she loves Knight Rider. She even watched the newer Knight Rider.
So is it the car or was it the Hoff?
You know what? I think it was a little combination of both. A little column A, a little column B.
All right.
So yeah, hopefully she'll enjoy it.
Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney. My favorite teacher. I'm gonna go elementary school, high school, college.
Okay.
Because I think it's kind of hard to
have one.
Down. Yeah.
Sure.
Elementary school had to be my first grade teacher, Miss Franz. Just a real kind soul. Great teacher.
Was she married to Dennis Franz?
No.
Oh.
Never made me feel less, which my second grade teacher did in extreme amounts. So yeah, that was elementary school. High school was easily Mr. Brady. He was my creative writing teacher, and he taught me a very important life lesson to always change perspective. Don't get too comfortable with a single perspective. Constantly change your perspectives. College, easily my advisor throughout college, Dr. Charles Franklin Beach, my advisor as I majored in English, did the best he could with me. I'm by my admissions, I'm not the best student in the world, but he did my feelings were by no means because of him. They were definitely because of me. But yeah, he was a great friend, and to this day, we occasionally chat. And good friend and advisor. So, Dr. Charles Beach.
All right.
So yeah, there goes. Those are the questions. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. I'm gonna say something here that might be a little controversial.
Not every game's gonna be a high scoring affair. Sometimes you get those 6-3, slogs.
I sense collusion.
You sense collusion?
I think Allen tossed up a softball because they want a Game 7. They want to come down to Game 7.
Well,
so see, since I can't prove that, I have to go based off of what
was presented.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I may or may not have been bought off last night, so my inclination is to give it to Jay. Plus, I want that Game 7.
You were bribed.
I didn't say that. I said I may have been bribed.
See? Son of a bitch.
At least emotionally. Nothing actually traded hands, but,
Yeah. All right.
I kind of want this to go 7, though, and not for nothing, but I kind of would like it to go 7, and I would like them to be here live for the Game 7.
Gee, Drew, that sounds kind of familiar. Almost like something Jay said to me earlier. Oh, God. You know what? I could be a real Scrooge about this.
We're not Rochambeau.
I could be a real Scrooge and say, Alan, then we Rochambeau, and you've never beaten me in Rochambeau.
I haven't. It's terrible.
But Alan's question. Okay, fine. Jay. Game 7, folks. They will both be here next week.
We
Jay
hope.
Gelsomino and Alan Waiters live and in person. Okay, here's the thing.
We might want to ask them about that first. But
No, they'll be here.
Okay.
Like they got lives.
Wow. Well, one has a child. I mean,
Nah.
Okay.
I have a child. I'm here every week.
This is true.
Yeah. And Alan's on vacation now.
This is also true.
Yeah. Okay. Caveat to next week.
Ooh.
Gentlemen, pay attention. Because I will not let the series be decided by Rochambeau. So follow the standard format for your questions. One question for both of us, one question for Drew, one question for Jay, but also come up with a tiebreaker question in the event that it's needed. This tiebreaker question will not be read unless it's absolutely necessary.
Is the tiebreaker question for both of us, or is it individual? Or
for both of us.
So one question for both of us.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And if we still can't decide, they Rochambeau.
Okay, that wraps
awesome.
up the cross-examination section of the show.
There you go.
No, what again this week with it being the holidays?
News
is non-existent. Although I heard on our podcast some of the specs got released for the Switch. Did you hear about this?
I heard something or other. I don't care.
And apparently, as I feared, it doesn't perform as well portably than it does.
I found that was actually misleading.
Okay, all right.
Because
I will trust you.
The percent I know the report you're talking about, and here's what they don't tell you in that it performs X amount slower on the handheld than it does when it's docked. They're measuring the GPU output, but that percentage change is due to the fact that the screen on the controller, whatever it is, the pad is 720 most likely, whereas it's going to be playing at 1080 on your TV. So yes, the GPU will be working harder to put it on your TV. So yes, it will not be performing as much when it is being viewed on the pad. But these are all guesses right now because I don't know that any of this information is really official. But either way, I don't care. I think people getting too worried about that. All I care about with that is 3 to 5 hour battery life and a decent price point, and I'm happy.
So I still think the battery life should be more than 3 to 5 hours. I think.
I hope you don't have a 3DS because that's what it is for the 3DS. So, and they sold a bunch of those. So I don't think it's that big a deal.
Okay, so that's news.
Kinda,
more or less.
We had bad news, so let's maybe we don't want to delve too deeply into the news.
Facebook got no updates, which is a good thing. Okay, that brings us to this week's episode breakdown
of Luke Cage. We're back to Luke Cage.
We are back from a galaxy far, far away to rustle some papers.
Yeah.
I'm the only one rustling papers at the moment.
I'm getting...
There you go. There's your papers.
Now, here's the thing. Since we kind of decided to change up our discussion format, I find that I'm not taking as detailed notes as I was before.
You know what I think it might have been?
A lot of it's up here now.
No, you know what I think it might have been? This was a shorter episode.
It was.
By like 15 minutes.
Roughly 10-ish.
Yeah. So
maybe that's it.
That might contribute to. But yeah, I didn't take a ton of notes either. This is episode 8.
So should we just get into generalities? Go ahead with the title. I'm sorry.
Episode 8, Blowing Up the Spot. I have an interesting note here.
Yeah.
Season 1, Part 2? Question mark?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like this is the start. Like last episode, which again we loved, was one of the stronger episodes of the season, seems to have closed out for obvious reasons, closed out the Cottonmouth arc, and this is the first episode of the Diamondback / Mariah arc.
Yeah. So, here's what this episode did before we get into the nitty-gritty of it all.
Yeah.
This episode confirms this was the episode that pulled the Final Fantasy IX. It's the hard left turn where everything you thought you knew was wrong and everything you were invested in. Psych! We're going over here now.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. I don't like that.
Yeah, you didn't want him to do that because like Diamondback was Cottonmouth was such a great character.
Good character, and they could have built it. I mean, again, we went over it a couple weeks ago, but like, sure, their conflict met a sort of resolution in a way where
but it wasn't the resolution you were hoping for.
No, that's correct.
So now there's new conflict, which addresses a need for the story in that Luke needs a physical obstacle.
Yeah.
Because physically, like, it's been too easy for him up to this point.
Yes.
His drawbacks or his weaknesses, if you will, have been more in his decision-making and paths he's chosen. There really hasn't been any physical opposition to him.
This is true. But I guess what I might wonder then is, did we need to put to bed the compelling villain to bring in the cartoon character?
No, I think we.
Why couldn't they have kept Cottonmouth alive, given him access to the Judas bullets, and have things play out similarly to how they will from here on out?
I think we can both agree. As much as we enjoyed Luke Cage, the season would have been better served had Cottonmouth lived.
Yes, I think we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
So, so I don't know. That like Cottonmouth was a fleshed out character. He had a lot of depth. He was the actor who portrayed him was great.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of he was compelling. He was interesting. Whereas now Diamondback is on the scene. Now we've heard about Diamondback before on the show.
Yeah.
He's kind of been like in the shadows. You know, we heard his name. Shades brings him up a few times. Now that we meet him, he's a cartoon character. He is a cartoon character. He is over the top.
He's more comic booky villain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't mind him being that because we had like straight and serious with Cottonmouth, and he's still like, I say he's a comic booky villain, but still he's a comic book villain within the realm of the Netflix Marvel continuity, and that like he's not showing up, with a cape monologue.
No, but he's over the top, and he's
a little over the top. Yeah, I think. Like all great villains, he's Luke's shadow. He's Luke's opposite, and that kind of gets fleshed out in the fact that they are brothers. They are
right. Spoiler alert: they're brothers.
They are actually brothers. Can I mention something I noticed?
Sure.
Like early in the episode,
Yeah,
it's like when Diamondback catches up with the ambulance and flips it over with a grenade.
Yeah, we gotta talk about all
streets
this.
in New York City amazingly empty.
Yeah.
And why I mean empty, I mean like ghost town.
It's
empty.
almost as if they blocked off a few blocks for shooting. But,
it's like, can we get some civilians running and screaming?
Observation on that, because I made a note of it. As the episode goes on, it must be like really, really, really late at night, because by the end of the episode, it's the daytime.
Yeah.
And they were up all night chasing each other around.
Yeah.
So either there's a serious continuity gaffe here in the show, or the events of the show took place very, very late.
Very
in the
late
evening.
to early morning. No, I agree with that. I don't think it's continuity.
No, I wouldn't
think
so.
it's by design.
I hope so.
We get some character development in this episode of, I would say, Luke and Misty.
Between each other, or
not between each other, just in general. Obviously, we get some character development with Luke because we get a little bit more of his past flushed out.
a little, not much.
Yeah, not much, because that's going to go in the later episodes. But also, Misty's character kind of makes change, because Misty gets kind of brought to I don't want to say like a breaking point, but she loses a little bit of control in this episode.
Can I? Yeah, let's get into that. So she like throughout the course of the events of the show, Luke is now implicated for the murder of Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Shades has framed him, etc.
Yep.
Misty is not tasked, but she finds out over the phone while she's meeting with Luke to get him to come in to talk about what happened, that they found the evidence. So now she's there to arrest Luke.
How apropos, given the anniversary, they found a bloody glove.
And they were yellow, though. Luke Cage, yellow shirt. See what they did there? Kinda. So she has to arrest him, and then Diamondback attacks, and it gets all crazy. And then Misty ends up arresting Claire, or for like aiding and abetting.
I don't think she was necessarily arrested. She was brought in for questioning.
She's brought in for questioning.
Yeah.
Misty loses her cool against Claire, who she kind of they've met before. I don't know. It seemed a little out of character for Misty to just snap like that.
I think.
I get she's frustrated.
Yes, it is out of character, but it works in the story in that she's been kind of brought to this point by everything that's gone wrong. They brought in Conmouth. They had to let him go. She caught flack for that.
Yeah.
Scarf. Mariah throws scarf in her face, brutally throws scarf in her face early in the episode.
Yeah.
So she's dealing with a lot of stuff. She gets put on her knees at gunpoint. And that can't be. So I think they give you reasons for why Misty reacts to Claire the way she does.
Fair enough. But it's certainly an extreme reaction. To a friendly face. Well, friendly to us.
But they weren't being friendly in that scenario.
No.
Claire was giving Misty the business.
Well, Claire knows what's going on.
And I think I also have a note here that it was a real missed opportunity for a Matt cameo.
Yeah. Defenders.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I'm with you, though.
You know what? That brings me to another point.
More Matt, the better. We see another. We do, even though we miss out on a Matt cameo, we get another Daredevil cameo from Fisk's lawyer. Now, oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. I'm thinking in Defenders, we're going to see, maybe it's Sigourney Weaver's character, I don't know, but we're going to see a character that is kind of pulling the strings from deep in the shadows of Cottonmouth, Diamondback, Fisk, whoever the villain in Iron Fist is going to be. I'm thinking they're kind of just giving you little tip of the hat here and there.
Do you have any theories who it might be, given our comic book nerdery? No. Who could possibly be above all of those characters?
Well, you got to remember, all right, Cottonmouth is, if you're looking at the ranking of organized crime, Cottonmouth is essentially a street-level captain.
Okay.
Fisk is not the Fisk we know in the comics yet.
He's on his way. He's well on his way.
He's on his way, but he doesn't have that level of power yet.
I don't know. He did have it for a little while there before he got put in prison.
There's something in news. D'Onofrio confirmed Fisk will not be in Defenders.
I didn't. It's sort of surprising.
Disappointing.
He could be lying, though.
Let's hope.
Maybe.
Let's hope.
Maybe.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm really interested to see, because I thought for Defenders it was going to be Fisk in control of the Hand, because I think clearly the Hand's going to be in it.
Sure, they got that giant hole they got to deal with.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Daredevil season 2.
So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Okay.
Back to where we currently are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think missed opportunity for a Matt cameo. We get the Fisk's lawyer cameo. We also see in this episode that Mariah's, to borrow some parlance from our previous episode, Mariah's turn to the dark side is kind of complete in this episode.
More or less, yeah.
Because she pays off what's her name? Candace.
Yeah.
She pays off Candace, and Shades is like, what if she talks? And Mariah's just like, well, then we'll have to kill her and everyone around her. She seems like perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
And Shades is kind of, a little proud at his creation.
Can we talk about Shades real quick?
Our opinion differs on Shades. So, but
I'm still in on Shades, and now he's getting extra creepy.
I like him. I like that he is smart enough to know where the tide is going and to kind of adjust his course to.
That's fine.
For smoother waters. I like how he, like when the gang shows up to the Harlem Paradise.
Yeah.
And we find out what Sugar came back from North Carolina. He's like, there's nothing left for me there.
Yeah. Like, he tells them all to get new clothes.
Yeah, like
first class all the way.
Yeah, first class all the way. I like the character.
Yeah, Shades takes charge in this episode, but like he's creeping on Mariah though, man. Like he wants some of Mariah.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Mariah's a fine looking woman.
She could be his mom.
So
maybe more. She might be his.
Age ain't nothing but a digit.
Whew. Teach their own, man.
We had another Power Man reference.
Yes, we did.
Luke calling himself Power Man.
So Luke in this episode, I didn't get much character development necessarily. Like he's not growing much, but we did get some reinforcement of his character, I think anyway.
Okay.
Because he's got the shrapnel in his gut. And as Claire finds out, his cells
yeah, we get some explanations to how
pseudoscience works. Yeah, his cells
Marvel science.
Yeah, they band back together if you try and pry them apart.
Yeah.
So as a result of the bullet shrapnel being in him, his cells immediately collapsed on it, and now they can't get it out.
Yeah.
So Claire wants to poke around and prod him with a scalpel, which medical stuff is so cringy on TV. But she also wants to do more tests and stuff to Luke, and she actually at one point says we have to medicate you or give you anesthesia or whatever to dull the pain, and Luke remarks, no drugs, I gotta be clear-headed, people could get hurt if I'm not. Luke, man, always responsible.
Yep,
good dude.
I'm trying to think, because what did you think? You ever see the movie Warriors?
No.
I've never seen it either. I kind of want to watch it.
Is that the Warriors come out and play thing?
Can you dig it?
I've never.
Yeah, that's all from Warriors.
Okay.
I know of so many pop culture references from Warriors,
yes,
yet never having seen it. And I've heard it's good. I've heard it's like a fun,
might be dated at this point, but I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Might be good.
Yeah.
So Diamondback. He's kind of like the big fish here. Big elephant in the room. So I find his character to be cartoony. I'm puzzled. What is his plan exactly? Maybe him and Luke have this in common.
He's Luke's brother, so maybe they're...
Because here's what I'm saying. He shoots him in the gut at the end of the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Drives away, but doesn't drive away. Okay. So did he intend to kill him with that shot or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then, picking up this week on this episode, Luke's in the ambulance. They're driving away. He then chases the ambulance, blows it up, tips it over, and pursues Luke on foot with the gun and all that stuff. Makes himself known to Luke that it's him and yada yada.
Yeah.
Then when Claire they escape to the women's clinic where Claire's doing the medical procedures on Luke and all that stuff. There's that scene. Misty comes in and they Diamondback is targeting Luke's head. And if not for Misty or Claire seeing it and pulling him out of the way at the last second, that would have blown Luke's head off. So clearly he intended to kill Luke, I would think. But then after that, he's back to just toying with him.
Maybe he's just not very good at his job.
I don't... I guess, what's his plan exactly? Does he want to kill him? Does he not want to kill him? Why is he toying with him?
I think because of the dynamic of their relationship, he probably does want to kill him, but wants him to suffer a little bit first. The inevitable flaw of most comic villains. I got a gun in my room. We could just go shoot him right now.
What are you, feeding him?
So yeah, I think he just wants to kind of toy with him because we see in the end of the episode that Luke catches another Judas bullet, this time in the shoulder.
Yet again, though, he had him dead to rights.
Yeah,
shoot him in the face,
dude. Comic book villain.
I know. It's just I guess I'm just confused by. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Even Fisk made that mistake in the first season of Daredevil.
Fair enough.
After Matt got done fighting hand ninja guy Nobu.
Yeah.
Like Fisk just could have taken a gun, put a bullet right in Matt's head right then and there. But no, he had to monologue a bit.
But in this case, though, Diamondback had several opportunities to finish the job.
I know.
So I know they're like not padding it out, but I know for dramatic tension and whatnot, we need to write it in such a way, but like you're making this guy look really ineffective and stupid.
Yeah, and I think they kind of do a better job of kind of course correcting towards the end of the season.
Okay.
With Diamondback. This whole like Luke being shot, I believe, if I remember correctly, carries out for like 3.5 episodes.
Yeah, this
could have been wrapped up and done 2 episodes.
This begins the pacing issues we're going to have in the next couple episodes.
Yeah, a little bit in this episode, but it really hits the wall.
Yeah,
in the next episode. But I didn't think this was necessarily a bad episode.
No, it's just
it's just like because it's compared to the episode that came before it. Yeah. It's a tough act to follow.
It is.
It's a really tough follow up.
And not for nothing, I feel like for every episode from here on out, like you said, season 1, part 2.
Yeah,
part 2 is not bad. It's just not as good as what we started with.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be kind of the theme from here on
out. Little more comic booky than But again, still good. We still like it.
No. Hey, look, it's still a great show.
It's still like the Netflix Marvel verse.
Yeah.
So it's still quality, but
if there's lessons to be learned, if Marvel is paying attention,
maybe 10 epids instead of 13.
I'd say pare it down, but also consider your consistency. Consider where your arcs are going. Diamondback just for me is a step down. Even though he's a step up in power set and all this business, he's really a step down in terms of an interesting, compelling.
No, I get you.
Villain.
We also learned that, just really quick, because I know we're getting to the point where we're wrapping this up. We also learned in theater that Diamondback has been behind everything.
Luke's incarceration and the frame. We know what that is. Honestly, though, like. I mean, again, that's a very comic booky.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, not only am I behind the whole thing, I'm also your brother. It's like, oh my god, of course.
That was that. You know what it reminded me of? This is exactly what it reminded me of. It reminded me. Remember the Clone Saga, Spider-Man?
I mean, I tried not to, but sure. At
one point, they reveal that Green Goblin was behind the whole thing. The whole thing.
Because of course.
Yeah, I just looking at my notes here.
It's that kind of tropey stuff. I don't like
dipping back into the Clone Saga.
I was just about but you brought it up. How do you feel about that? I read a synopsis of what they're doing right now, and it sounded kind of. I'm not going to say good, but it's at least an interesting premise. But I'm kind of also of the mind that
I will.
Look,
I'm typically one to resolve judgment till the end of the story.
Okay.
If they do what they're talking about doing now, it's one of the things I've always said that if they did, I would quit comics.
They think they're going to kill... Oh, they're going to bring back Uncle Ben?
That's what they said at the end of the last
They're not going to do that.
Better not.
Peter's not going to go for that. I think the setup, though, with Ben Reilly is kind of... Not... Because he's dead, but he's not. Like, they didn't... Something where they had to, like, bring him back, but he died. But every time they bring him back, he remembers dying.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool setup. In a way.
It gives... You know what it is? You know what it is? If they...
It's the end of the Prestige.
Right, it's...
The movie. Spoilers.
No. It's Hush when Jason Todd is actually the villain. That's kind of what it feels like. They're kind of trying to say, hey, this is what you should have done. But again, we'll see how they stick the landing.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, I'm not a super Spider-Man fan like you are, but I would, being conscious of the era that I grew up in and the character's history, I think we might want to stay away from clones in Spider-Man now and forever. Yeah. If I were editor-in-chief, that would be like a mandate on my wall. We're not doing that anymore.
Some things just didn't work. And
let us
I can
forget.
see the temptation of saying, you know what, this didn't work, but we can do it better this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Consider your fans, and your fans say no.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. That brings a close to this episode of The Devil's Due.
Does it? Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, I got nothing else to talk about for this episode.
No, we're pretty good. We got turkey dinner coming up here.
Yeah, excited about that. Whew, I got scared because I saw CNN on my phone.
Oh boy,
and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just saying she's hospitalized. So thoughts, hopes, prayers with Carrie Fisher pulled through.
Please don't take Leia.
Yeah.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Ah, crap, he's dead too. Damn it.
So yeah, if you want to send us any questions, communicate with us, talk to us in any way, you can do so again at the following sources. You can find us on Twitter at Devil's Due Pod. You can go to Facebook.com/Devil's Due Pod. You can email us at thedevilsdupod@gmail.com. And you can visit our website, thedevilsdupodcast.com, to find all of these resources. Before we wrap up here, I just want to take a moment. We're coming up on a new year. As rough as 2016 has been, 2016 did give birth to the show. So I just want to thank all of you who have tuned in, all of you who have downloaded and told our people about the show. Please continue to do so.
Yes.
But we very much appreciate your support, and we're looking forward to 2017. It's going to be, next couple of years, it's going to be real interesting for this show. Iron Fist, Defenders.
More Daredevil.
More Daredevil.
More Punisher.
We promise you, folks, we will get to Daredevil Season 2.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. We got this covered.
So, but definitely thank you to everyone who has supported the show this year. We wish you nothing but the best for the holiday season, the merriest of Christmases, and the happiest of New Year's. And again, big, heartfelt thank you.
I concur with all of that.
And for the final time, and no, not the final time.
No.
Yes. The final time in 2016.
Yeah.
Court is adjourned.